Hello everyone, Boy Says here, and this video is the best comps for patch 10.28.3. So the meta did change a little bit from 10.22 because the two best comps, which were Tara and Ash, got nerfed. There were some changes on Cultist as well as some ninjas. So there's going to be a few comps that will be overall more consistent on top 4ing and top 1, and I will go over that with you. If you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. It's free and it helps my channel a lot. But here it goes. So, yeah, Dusk is back, and it is back. I actually believe that it will be the best build in the game. You have to go 6 Dusk though. So actually, we don't mind just keeping a Vayne Dusk chosen. Even in the early game, Dusk is pretty good. You can also have it with Sharpshooters in a minigame with Jinx, Teemo, and slowly transition to more Dusk units once you go to level 7 and 8. Those are the best items on Riven. You really need Bramble and Declaw. With 6 Dusk, you have more than enough damage to kill everything. The Sunfire Cape is here because if you do have it, it helps your early game tremendously. Otherwise, it can be a GA, it can be a QSS, a blue buff, anything else really works great. You need a secondary carry. It's usually either Cassiopeia, Lydia, or Jhin if you have AD items. Giant Slayer, Last Whisper, Infinity Edge, anything like that is great. So it is an expensive comp. So I would recommend rolling at 7 and 8 for those units. But before that, you can play it with Sharpshooters. You can even go for 6 Cultists. Something like that, just to have a good mid-game transition and sub each unit one by one. Really strong comp, definitely S tier. If you do get a chosen Dusk, I would definitely recommend playing Dusk. Also, if you do get a lot of defensive items, is when I'm saying, okay, maybe I should play Dusk if I get like 2 Negatrons or 2 Chain Death, something like that. That's the first comp that comes to mind. Next is Diana. It's still super consistent at top 4ing, like probably the most consistent in the entire game. It's just so good. If you can get the Moonlight Chosen going, you just 3-star Diana and Lysandra. You need Gunblade and IE and any other tanky items. Bramble is fine, Titan's Reserve is fine. You can even do QSS if you want, to be honest. Diana 4 is just insane. You have Mystic and Deather to make sure she has time to kill everything. And if she does not, your Akali and Talon can do the rest. Definitely S tier. If you get Diana chosen, Moonlight, it's an insta buy. Especially if you have components for those items. Really strong comp. I wouldn't say it's a guaranteed top 4, but you have to be unlucky to not top 4. Really strong. Next is Elderwood Ash. So Ash got nerfed. She's just more squishy, but she's still gonna hurt a lot, and that's why I think I still put it in S tier. You can have different items on her. Any sword item is fine. You can put definitely IE Runans, IE Last Whisper, Giant Slayer if there's a lot of brawlers. I like blue buff on the Ezreal. Any AP items will go on the set. I usually put the tanky items on Nunu. That's just my preference, just so you can eat more units. But yeah, I still think that it's going to be S tier. You just need to be careful because your Ash is definitely squishier. So maybe doing a positioning like this can be good. Yes, just be careful. But I'm still suspecting to be a great comp. If you get an Ash chosen at level 8 now, because you're probably not going to get it at 7, because of the role changes that are coming. Yeah, I mean, it's still S tier. It's still really good. Just be careful against assassins. And talking about assassins, they are buffing Z1 and 2. And it was already like a really good comp. It wasn't the best. It was maybe in the middle of A tier. But now that your early game is better, especially with the Akali buff as well, yeah, this is really strong. If you get like 3-star Z with those items are the best on him. He is gonna do a lot of damage, like a shitload of damage. It will carry you. Really, really strong. You throw at 7 to 3-star him, then you go at 8 to complete this comp. Yeah, I mean, really, really strong. Of course, I would recommend Chosen Shade with the Z, and of course, you can add the Cane after to get even more magic damage out of the Shade buff on the Z. As I honestly believe that this is S tier at the bottom of S tier, but I feel this is going to be more consistent than some of the A tier comps, which is why I put it in S tier. If you do get a Chosen Z Shade and you get some bows, definitely go for this comp. And I still have to put it out there just because I don't know why nobody's playing this. It's still so good. Like, if you do get these items on the Kindred, it's bonkers. Like, you do not almost ever bottom 4, and that's with a Kindred 2. If you have Kindred 3, you can have a high chance to top 1. It's just so strong. I don't understand why nobody is playing it. I honestly think it's S tier. It's super consistent. You have 4 Mystic, 3 Adept. It's insane. You can even an Adept Chosen because you can get the Aurelia or the Shen, whatever, and it's even more insane. Kindred is gonna one-shot almost everything from here. You have your units here to protect against the assassin. She can either jump away here or away here. Your Cassiopeia will stun everything in front so she can fire 3D. Your Yone is the tank, can CC a lot of units. Yeah, I mean, it's just a really strong comp. I still think it's S tier. It's my favorite comp, so I'm a little biased. But I mean, I'm not losing LP with this comp, like almost ever, when I have those items. So I would highly recommend it. You can have any Chosen you want. You can be Spirit, it can be Hunter, the Kindred Hunter. Like, I don't care. It's a really, really strong comp. And you guys that are watching the video should definitely play it. Okay, like if you do get the Chosen Kindred and you have like crits and blue buff ready, yeah, just pivot to that. Trust me, it's almost a free top 4. Bubble. I have to talk about it just because it's the same. You get an insane early game power that you're almost guaranteed to top 4. Yeah, there is not much to talk about this comp. You just double Udon's QSS enemy, best times by far. You 3-star her, you throw at level 5. Once you 3-star her, you just level and add any enlightened unit. That's basically what it is. If you do get Enlightened Chosen, then you just need to take out the Fiora and get a mage. I recommend Annie because you do need the front line. But that's the comp, guys. Yeah, she will cast a lot and she would hurt a lot. And if the carries do not have a QSS, which is mostly the case, they have a GA but not really QSS in this meta at the moment, then you should be able to carry yourself to top 4 with this. Any Nami Chosen is required, and I would really recommend having Ludens ready by 2-1. If you do get the Nami Chosen and the Ludens ready by 2-1, yeah, I will definitely go for this comp. Vanguard Mystic, yeah, it's, so I already got nerfed, right? Which is why it's not in the S tier anymore. But if she's not interrupted, she's still gonna watch out the entire team. That's just how it is. So the positioning might change just because you want to make sure that she's not interrupted. And the only way to do that is to put her in a corner like this and make sure there's no Aatroxes. If there's an Aatrox, you do this. Or like that, whatever. And she's not interrupted. So it's going to be a little more tricky for positioning her. Just make sure she's not interrupted. She's gonna watch out the our team. Again, you do need those items. There's no other possibility. Those are the best. Double Drew content is not gonna call it. Double IE doesn't work. Yeah, you need those items. I can maybe consider a QSS or a blue buff, but GA is just better. Yeah, it's A tier now. I do not think he will like straight up can carry you to top 4 always if you get an RE2 with those items. Still strong, but you know, be careful. So I've talked about the Z version, but Akali got a buff as well. And if you don't get the items for her, she is still a decent carry, a ninja assassin comp. She got some attack speed, so which is good because now that she had the lock from the blue buff to not cast, you know, instantly, she gets more attack speed, which means she can ult a little quicker in between each blue buff interaction. She's still gonna hurt a lot. Ninjas are still really good. Cannon free got nerfed, but I mean, you know, if you can get Cannon free and Akali free, you should be able to, I think, top 2, especially if you have those items. Really strong comp. It's A tier, and yeah. Duelists. Yeah, I mean, it's super strong, especially there is so many versions of it. You can go Lee Sin, you can go Xin, you can go Jax, Yasuo, Kalista. There is just too many to cover. My personal favorite is the Yasuo. I can go IE, Last Whisper, QSS, or even Bramble Death. Any other defensive item is fine. As long as I have the IE, I'm good to go. I really like QSS on the Yasuo. But yeah. Chosen Yasuo duelist haven't just complete your comp, right? So here I would just take out the Fiora. And the things that come to mind first will be the classic combo of Aurelia and Shen. And there you go. You need to take out the Cassiopeia in that case. And that's it. That is the comp. Really strong. Can definitely top 1, definitely top 4, especially if you get the Yasuo free early, you should be able to win streak. Yeah, really strong. If you get Chosen Duelist and have a sword and maybe a QSS, I would consider going for this comp. A little forgotten, but yeah, sharpshooters are still strong. They are not as strong, but they are still strong. Jinx free still does a lot of damage really quickly. Yeah, if you do get a chosen sharpshooter and you have Jinx items, yeah, it's really strong. I also like Luden saw her. Yeah, if the roll down on level 6 or 7, you get a sharpshooter chosen on either Jhin or Jinx, I would definitely try to go for this comp. At level 8, I really like the Azir to put the soldiers here to protect my sharpshooters. But yeah, overall this is really strong. Ziki's is of course insane here. Yeah, I did top 1 with it, so I mean it's still really strong, just a little forgotten. If you get Chosen Sharpshooter and you have AP items on the Jinx, go for it. And then there is Warlords. Again, if you do get a Chosen Warlord, you should play for early game win streak. That's how you play Warlords. Warlords are really good in early mid game, and you need to capitalize on this, okay? So that means level to 4 early, level to 5 early, and try to find this Katarina 2 as soon as possible. The best items on her is definitely Gunblade QSS, then it is honestly whatever you can get. Rabadon, Jewel Gauntlet, Arge, Blue Buff, Frozen Heart. There is so many different things that you can put. It's totally fine. Yeah, this is really, really strong. You need to basically win streak from like stage 2 to maybe 4. After 4, you're gonna have a hard time if you do not have Katarina 3, which will be your next goal at level 8 to roll for Katarina 3. If you do Snowball in the early mid game, that's how you play Warlord, and that's how you're gonna top 4. But that is it for today's meta report, I should say, of 10.23. Let me know if you do have any questions in the comments or on my Discord. We'll see you guys next time.